Hello, everybody. Extremely exciting week in Sydney, in Australia. This is, of course, Golden Slipper Week, the running of the world's richest two-year-old race on Saturday. This is a race that, since its inception in 1957, where it was run by Todman, has made stallions, it's made mares. It is the absolute cornerstone of the commercial value in the Australian bloodstock market. And it's a race that's become synonymous with Tulloch Lodge. So happy to today be joined by Gai Waterhouse, to be joined by Adrian Bott and Claudia Miller to talk through this incredible race, which has been tied to the sable so strongly, Gai, since TJ, who won the race 6 times, the record he held. Of course, you broke that record with 7 now, starting off in 2001 with Ha Ha. You've won 7 races in the last 23 runnings of the race. So you're basically winning it once every 3 years. And of course, Adrian now adding his name to that special race through Fun and 3 years ago, who's behind me. So it's a special race for the stable, none more so than this year. I think, your record was 5 runners in the race, which you did on 2 occasions. Unbelievable effort. This year, the stable has accepted with 7 runners for the race, including 1 emergency, of course, the first emergency. So I thought I'd kick off by firstly running through with each of you what about this year has led to such a special representation in the race. And Gai, I might kick off with you, and I might also get you to discuss that special brooch you're wearing on your lapel there.
Well, starting with the brooch, of course, was won by Sebring. And on the slipper shoe, which the person who wins, or the people who win on Saturday will see, there's on the toe of the shoe, there's a lovely brooch like this. And of course, I was able to have this brooch, and I wear it with great pride, Bruce. What makes that we've got 7 horses accepted to the slipper? 6 of them are definitely racing on Saturday. Well, I think one, Adrian's doing a remarkable job. I don't think you can go past the most obvious, which is the trainer. And he just has a wonderful knack and understanding of training 2-year-olds, but training all horses. And he's just absolutely shown his prowess and his true ability this year.
It must be said, Gai, that no doubt your training, which of course came via TJ, of course, has passed on down the line too. So incredible educators of not only horses, but people. Adrian, what is it about this year that's been so special?
Yeah, that's very kind. Thanks, Gai. It's well and truly, sort of having that team around us, and that what it takes to get those 2-year-olds there. But it no doubt does all start at the beginning of the year in the sales ring, and we're here to with the yearlings that we're able to purchase, getting the right stock and the right profile of horses into the stable that allows us to train in that way and have them ready here, and they're physically and mentally capable of preparing and running in the Golden Slipper. And we'll profile some of those sort of exact types today, but I feel we've really been able to hone in that, continue to refine that process each year. And I think obviously that was highlighted with the last year's yearling purchases for us. So I think that no doubt plays a big part in the preparation for the slipper itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible support. If you have a look at the colours being worn by the racehorses there on Saturday, terrific support across the very biggest investors in the game, including our own clients. Claudia, a very special trophy behind you. Tell us about that, and tell us about why you think this year has been so special.
This is TJ Smith's winning Golden Slipper trophy for Bounding Away back in 1986. I can't pinpoint anything specifically about this year, but I think, obviously the partnership started in 2016 and it has just gotten stronger and stronger. It's been an incredible season so far with the 2-year-olds. I think Gai, barrier training is huge. Obviously, Adrian, every single morning at the track, I've never seen anyone work as hard as you. And it's, a big team effort as well. It's an incredible feat for Saturday, having 6, almost 7 runners in the slipper.
Yeah, well said, Claudia. Of course, the slipper behind you. TJ trained, owned and bred bounding away. So that's an incredible special trophy, but a cool old trophy too. And this race has brought up so much discussion and chat around the industry and outside the industry. I was having a coffee literally this morning in Surfers Paradise, and Tim Connolly was behind the making the coffees there, and he came up to me and I said, he was asking about the race and the horses, and I said, what do you think, Tim? What do you think's the difference this year? Or, to be fair, that it's been building this year. And he said, I don't know, Bruce, but even when I look at the Gay Waterhouse staff leading the horses around on race day, they just look happy. They're all smiling, everyone's engaged. And again, I think that flows from the top. I think you've just got a terrific group of people around you, all keen to work for you and see you do well. So that's another little element I thought was very interesting this morning. All right, well, like I say, it's a hugely anticipated race. We should give everyone at home a bit of an insight into our slipper chances, all 7 of them. We thought we might go through them, myself and Claudia, and talk to Gay and Adrian just about how, the key points that made this horse a slipper horse, and discuss quickly their chances on Saturday. So, Gay, we might kick off with you and Stormboy.
Well, he was a lovely, big, strong individual. And every time he's gone to the races, he's improved. The horse that went to the McLaughlin in Queensland improved. And then he came back and he ran the other day in the Skyland, improved. And he's just gobbling up his work and his racing, and he's just loving it. The alpha male, which is very important when you get a dominant colt.
Yeah, we'll go to Frost. He's currently sitting at $34. He's incredibly consistent, very versatile, and he's way over the odds. Adrian?
Yeah, well and truly undervalued in the market, I guess. He's come through all the right form races. The very first 2-year-old race on debut, the Breeders' Plate, that's traditionally a very good form race for the slipper and a great sign of precocity. He finished 3rd on that occasion behind the 2 stablemates who we obviously know, Straight Charge and Espionage. He resumed first up, winner of the Canterbury Stakes. Again, another traditional and important race for the 2-year-olds. And that his very next start, he ran second to Stormboy, who was on the back of his Magic Millions win. So he's been through all the right races. He's been very competitive in all those particular races, and he's continues to improve each time that he steps out. So and by a champion sire in Schnitzel, and I believe a 3/4 relation to the slipper winner last year. So he's well and truly got the bloodlines to say he's a slipper horse.
Gay, what makes Fully Lit so good? The horse has done an incredible job, of course, an English Millennium winner already.
Well, he was $60,000 purchase. He's a syndicate horse, which means that everyone can have a share, and a great group of people, all ladies, and he just keeps punching above his weight every single time. He's run second in the Canberra Black Opal last Sunday week ago. He's just going super, absolutely super, and he'll be there 100 to 1, and he won't let his backers down.
Yeah. Shangri-La Express has amazed over 700,000 in prize money for his connections from just 4 career starts. He's currently sitting at $21. Could not be looking better and could not be working any better heading into Saturday.
He's got a lovely physical profile, this horse, just a lot of real strength and maturity about him. He's been a standout from the minute that he sort of rolled into the stable out of the Yearling Complex. And I just love to see the way that he continues to develop and strengthen, and he's really enjoying his work. I think he's improving each time that he steps out, and he's a horse that I still well and truly believe we haven't seen the best of yet. I think he's building towards a nice peak. I think he's got the scope to get over further later in his career. I think you need a horse that's sort of tough, a horse that can handle a high pressure 1,200 metre race. With that scope that he's got, I think he can certainly do that.
Gay, Straight Charge is a horse that you identified as elite very early. Can he win the slipper?
He certainly can. He doesn't do anything wrong, and that's his biggest plus. He races on the speed. He's got great gate speed. He's shown he's right up there with the best of the best. He's really never put a foot wrong. He'll be there at good odds, and he's got a great chance on Saturday.
Lady of Camelot, currently sitting at $11. The runner-up in the Blue Diamond, she trialled brilliantly at Hawkesbury the other day, and she's third up on Saturday into the Slipper. She
just profiles up very well in terms of the preparation that she's had. She was on debut early in the spring. She's had a nice break. We've seen significant improvement in her this campaign. A brilliant winner of the Widden Stakes. She was incredibly brave in the Blue Diamond for us, and she's had a nice freshen up and a very sharp trial leading into this race. The fillies have got an equally good record in this race. They're certainly not disadvantaged by any means, and she's just got some amazing sort of acceleration that can certainly see her capable of being very effective in this race.
It's probably, we should be saying, Adrian, she's probably the one horse that could really cause an upset because her improvement since the Blue Diamond has been quite dramatic, as you've said, in her work and her trial. And of course, the Blue Diamond form is so strong. Very exciting.
And Sir Owen knows he'd be absolutely ecstatic, I'm sure, to win that special race, the race he's been chasing for a while now. And of course, had the heartbreak last year with the horse being scratched on the morning of. But the first emergency gate, we're just crossing our fingers and toes that Espionage gets a run, because if he does, he'll give it a real shake.
Well, he's a Breeders' Plate winner, which I always think is literally the form race for this slipper. And he's a most beautiful, beautiful colt. And he was chosen by James Heron, who's had success already in the Golden Slipper with Capitalist. He's a horse that probably cruises now under the radar, but he's very well ready and ready to rock and roll.
Well, there you go, everyone. That is straight from the mouth of Gai and Adrian with regards to their 7 chances for the Group 1 Golden Slipper there on Saturday. All the very best to all connections. Of course, it wouldn't be an insight without offering everyone the opportunity now to sort of hopefully be involved in next year's Golden Slipper through our stable. So what we have done is go through the field, profile them, and sort of work out what they all had in common this year's slip runners, and try and work that back into our purchase from this year that there may still be shares available in. I thought I might just quickly run through those key factors that we found there was a lot of crossover on. Kicking off with, we found that Australia's champion sires or leading sires were very dominant through this year's field. They were either, all the 2-year-olds this year are either by leading Australian sires or out of mares by top class Australian sires. They were out of young mares for the most part. I think only 3 of the 17 were not within 3 foals of the first dam, so first, second, or third foals. Early foaling dates, August and September, were prevalent. Early sales were prevalent. Horses that were able to be broken in early was prevalent. A lot of homebreds, Magic Millions, English Classic featuring a lot. A lot of them had important 2-year-old performance within their first 2 dams. They were raised off good farms. A special note to Barrymore, Emirates and Newgate for having 2 apiece in this year's slipper. And one sort of outside of the square maybe was that USA mares, for their small percent in the market, played a pretty large role in this year's field. And finally, I'd say that the market got it pretty right. The majority of the horses that were sold in this sold through the ring were in this year's slipper were within the top 10% of what their size progeny made in 2023. So the market was finding these horses in the market. We were finding these horses, identifying them early at yearling stage, and now they're running in the biggest race. So those are the sort of key features we took away from the slipper runners, and we tied those into Gai. A Street Boss filly we have 15% left in. She's out of Starry, and she's set to race in those Storm Boy colours, the Cunningham's colours. She's the filly from Magic Millions who costs $300,000.
Absolute must if you're thinking of buying a yearling. And why wouldn't you be wanting, especially with the stable going so strongly? She's big, she's strong, she's just like Starry, just like the filly Celestial Bling, who ran 3rd in the Jim Crack Stakes back in the spring. And I wasn't going to leave the sale without her, Bruce. I think she's top draw. I think if you're thinking of buying a share in a horse, jump in.
Love it, yeah. But born in August, raised at Newgate, and just the pedigree, like you say, Gay. She is 2-year-old speed on both sides, and of course we've had the mare's 2-year-old in our stable, Celestial Bring, who was able to run second in the Gimcrack. So a lot of ties in there to the Slipper field this year. Claudia, the Bivouac filly out of Hossamore. She was from Yarraman, the third highest priced Bivouac yearling sold all year, the second highest priced filly by that exciting young stallion, first crop stallion.
Yes, she is one of my personal favorites. She was the best Bivouac filly on the ground at Magic Millions. She's born early. She's from a very good farm in Yarraman, and Hossamore has done an incredible job. She's been a great producer, a genuine redeem mare, who's had 4 foals to race, 2 of those winners, and both are stakes horses. So she's been broken in. She's at Tim Martin's at the moment. You cannot go wrong with this filly for just 280,000.
Yeah, and set to carry the red with the white band and the red apple, of course. Great group of owners in the Bivouac Hossamore filly. Extreme Choice Euro Boss Colt Adrian. A last-minute opportunity has become available in this horse. He was a $1.5 million Magic Millions yearling. I'd say that's interesting, given that a quarter of this year's field, 25%, are $1 million yearlings themselves, or $1 million plus yearlings themselves. So when you think about what percent of the market they make up, less than 1%, they're making up 25% of this year's field, born early, out of a fast American street boss mare.
Yeah, very encouraging to hear those statistics when you put it that way, Bruce, because obviously, you're sticking your neck out to an extent, paying, being strong on the horses. But I think, as we've learned over the previous years, we need to be strong on the ones that we really want to come away from the sale with. And obviously, with the profile of the stallion Extreme Choice, you may be in a better position to tell me the statistics there. But I believe he's statistically the highest stallion to get you a stakes winner, or of those stakes winners, to be an elite Group 1 performer. And obviously in this game, that's what we're all about, and particularly with those colts, as we've seen with the values thrown around for horses like Stormboy this year. They can be potentially the game changers for everyone involved. So we've got a physical profile of a very nice colt here, off a farm who's renowned for producing 2-year-old stakes winners at Newgate, and highlighted by the representation in the Slipper this year. Out of an American mare, as you said, there's just the asset of the speed that they introduce. It complements so well with our pedigrees here in Australia, and obviously just a son of Extreme Choice, whose progeny have been quite rare, given the stallion. But I believe this is his best crop of mares that he's ever covered. So we really wanted to be involved this year, and that was the colt that we were well and truly willing to be strongest on at the earliest sale. So he's straight into the system now. As you said, it's only a very limited opportunity to be involved in this particular colt.
Yeah, just the 5% available in him, the second highest priced Extreme Choice colt of this year. And as you mentioned, he is the most likely stallion in Australia to get you a colt, a standard stud, get you a Group 1 winner, get you a stakes winner. Incredible young stallion with his best crops coming through. Please do touch base with Claudia, Emma, myself, if you have any interest in the Street Boss filly, the Extreme Choice colt, and the Bivouac filly. Gay, I might leave the last word to you.
The last word is just take Trifecta, Quadtractor, whatever other factor you want to do on Saturday with the Waterhouse Bot stable.
That would be fantastic. Thank you, Gay. Thanks, Adrian. Thank you, Claudia.